right, we're back again with another episode of the Hidden Threads podcast. We got Jus here. Let me click over to Jus. Look at him. He's got his MAGA hat on. I have my MAGA hat on.
I like that.
So we're either attracting customers or running away customers. What do you think?
Well, I can't. Yours is hard to make out.
Mine's the dark MAGA. Mine's the Elon Musk MAGA.
Yeah, mine's nice and red with white lettering and smacks them right in the face.
Right. So you had a question. I hung up some new stuff this weekend. All right. If you look over my shoulder, let's get back the camera over. Look over my shoulder. I got the Army Saber. And if you look over Jus's Jus's shoulder.
There you go.
Move over that way a little bit. You can see the Marine Corps enlisted sword over there. So, yeah, come back over. The funny thing about this sword, I got that from Army OCS. I had an interesting career. I started out in the Marines, went to Army, went to OCS, and I was a distinguished honor graduate at OCS. All right? Class 55. Guess who was the distinguished honor graduate of Class 54?
Who?
I told you already.
I know.
Tulsi Gabbard, the one, the only.
She is awesome.
Yeah, she's good. But she was the honor graduate. So I'm on the wall next to her.
Nice.
You know, and she's like high-level government official, and I'm just a flunky here.
Nice. Nice.
But anyway, no, that was very good. Now, the Marine one, I got that from the Holbertson Award. That was the Recon Battalion Team Leader of the Year Award. So anyway, that's where the swords come from.
You're an overachiever no matter what you do.
Do you have a Love Me wall at your house?
No, I do not.
Really? You don't have anything?
No.
The main reason I got my stuff up here is for the podcast. But
yeah,
but,
I don't have anything up
Marine Corps
wise or anything at my house.
What do you have? Motorcycle stuff?
No.
You have nothing?
No, not really.
Are you going to change that?
Not really.
All right. What do you do, Jus, when you're not working?
Hang out with my dog.
Your dog?
Yeah.
Is that like, y'all watch TV or what?
No, we just chill. He's my boy. Watch TV, go outside.
What do you watch? I'm just trying to learn more about Jus. What do you watch on TV? You know everything about me.
What do I watch on TV? I watch movies.
History Channel.
Yeah. Or things like documentaries and stuff on history. Yeah.
So the other night I was up late, couldn't sleep, and I watched The Hunt for Red October.
I love that movie.
That's a great movie. I forgot how good it is. So
yeah,
Sean Connery's awesome.
Wait a minute, you know more about me. I told you last time I went to Broadway. I like show tunes.
That's right. You
Come
like
on,
show
man.
tunes. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime guy. Here we go.
See?
Hey, did y'all know this? This is a podcast about
it is
private investigations. We're not getting into private investigations today, though. We're talking about leadership and the lack thereof. You think it's a problem in the United States?
Yeah, it's like a cancer.
I think it's more laziness because leadership takes work. You know, you gotta work twice as hard as the people that work for you if you're going to be an effective leader. That's my opinion.
You do, but when you look at the rest of the people that are working for you, you have to do leadership by example. Yeah, and then it's kind of like infectious, you know, and it starts to take over people's lives and stuff, which is a good thing when it comes to that.
We found in our little company here, we have a small company, that it's not that infectious.
True.
I mean, you work hard just because I know where you come from, and you're a perfectionist, and you want to see things solved in a timely manner. I work hard. I do the same thing.
Right.
When we're the leaders of the company. I've seen it down the line, though, where they're like, oh, they're just going to take care of this. I don't have to do anything.
Yes.
And I've backed off where over the last few years, I've said, if I have to do it, I don't need you. I've been saying that over in my, you know what I mean? I've told people that.
Very true statement, though.
And so if I have to do it, it's a task that I've assigned to you, and you tell me that your dog has a hangnail or you just decide you're not going to do it, I don't need you then if I have to do it. Right. If I've trained you how to do it, then and you just decide not to because you're lazy, then see ya. Adios. By the way, we need to hire some investigators, Jus.
Yes.
If you're looking to work and you can get licensed, we'll probably hire you. So, right?
Probably.
Because the good thing about us, over half of your interview is done with the licensing because they do your background.
Yeah. And
you're showing, hey, I've got some background in PI work or investigations. It's just, it comes down to the fact if I like you or not. That's,
yeah.
But The leadership traits from the Marine Corps, Juice. You remember those?
Oh, I love
What's
those
the acronym?
14 little ditties.
14. We said it in basic training millions of times.
Yeah. JJ did tie buckle.
We're going to go through these a little bit today in our podcast. And each one of those stand for something. And I saw it in the Marine Corps where the Marine Corps itself did not adhere to these. Did you ever see that?
A couple times, yeah.
I've heard some of your stories. I'll tell you a couple, but we're going to get into this today. Nothing to do about investigations today. Is it still interesting?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the first one, justice. The definition out of the Marine Corps manual says the definition is giving reward and punishment according to the merits of the case in question. All right. And you have to have the ability to administer a system of rewards and punishments impartially and consistently. They are never, ever, ever impartial in the Marine Corps. What do you think?
Never.
Everybody gets to go even if it gets to a separate investigating body inside the Marine Corps, your leadership gets a say in it, which is wrong to me.
It is very influential.
The evidence and the reports should go in front of this investigating body, whether it be MPs, NCIS, a group of officers. They said, hey, go investigate this, which they do sometimes, right?
Yep.
The flipple, we call it. That's more about property loss and those things. But and they shouldn't be able to go talk to them without a lawyer present.
I agree.
Just like in the real world.
I agree.
But no, they'll go talk and they'll go out drinking and buy each other gifts.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you're run up the flagpole in trouble because they just decided to skip over a lot of your side of the evidence. You ever seen that?
Oh, it's happened to me.
I know it. That's what I was getting
happened to me in the Corps.
Right. That leads us to the next point, Juice. Judgment. The definition is the ability to weigh facts and possible course of action in order to make sound decisions. Significance. Sound judgment allows a leader to make appropriate decisions in the guidance and training of his or her Marines and the employment of his or her unit. A Marine who exercises good judgment weighs pros and cons accordingly when making appropriate decisions. All right. So if you're out whining and dining an investigated body to burn a Marine, is that good judgment?
Oh, absolutely. If you want them burned.
Yeah, if you want them burned, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen a bunch of times in the Marines and even in the Army. I spent more time in the Army than I did the Marines, but they have a similar thing in the Army, similar leadership traits and qualities and those things. But if what they call undue influence in an investigation, the investigation should be tossed out.
I agree.
It happens out here on the streets. Sometimes it happens out here on the streets. We got to say that.
Yeah. But it's more prevalent in the military.
It is. And I think it's because it's such it's easy to get a hold of each other. You're in the same company. You're in the same organization as a whole, basically, Right. And it happens. The next one, dependability. Definition, the certainty of proper performance of duty. Dependability. Do we have a dependability issue in the United States?
Yes.
Give me an example.
Where do you want me to start?
Just give me a simple one first.
You can't show up to work on time.
Oh, how about that? Can't show up to work on time. How about you can't show up to work 1 week out of the month?
Yeah, I see how that's rough.
That's even worse, right?
Yeah.
I just multiplied it times 7, right?
Yeah.
I've had issues where people are like, "Hey, I've had the sniffles for about 2 weeks now, and I haven't missed a day.
Yes.
You can hear me sniffing and snorting here, but I got the sniffles, so I'm going to lay out the rest of the week."
Well, of course you are.
Now, if you're down sick, yes, I don't want your crap in my office sneezing on me, right? But for people under the age of 60, typically that lasts a couple days and you're back.
Yeah.
Not, oh my, I'm done. Here's another thing too. I know childcare is an issue in the United States. All right. People say, "Hey, I can't afford childcare." All right. Now, when we were kids, our parents never missed work because of childcare.
I don't remember my dad ever missing a day of work at any of his jobs.
My dad had the same job my whole life. No, he got promoted in that. He was at the electric company, right? So he got promoted within that. He rarely took vacation. We'd take a little vacation here and there, and it was usually to go play some kind of sport. But he would drop me off at school at 7:30, and he had to be at work at 7:45, and it was like clockwork. I mean, it never And I either walked home, rode the bike home, or took the bus home.
I've seen my dad go to work in absolute sheer pain and misery. He still got up and went every day.
I remember my dad had an appendectomy, like they did the surgery.
Yeah.
And this was back in the 80s when it was more invasive. Mm-hmm. They actually cut your belly open instead of the little tubes now they use. Way more invasive. And they said, hey, you need to lay out for 10 days. He was in the hospital for a day, went home, hung around for a day, mowed the grass, and then went back to work the next day. Yeah. Just the kind of guy he was. And yours is probably the same way.
Oh, my dad was tough. He wasn't laying around for nothing.
Sure. He was in pain, but he's like, I can't miss this work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, because he didn't get paid if he was out there. Here's one I got, too, is people lay out of work. Now, I've got sick days. Well, I'll pay you for, I think it's 7 sick days or something. What is it? You know it better than I do.
I'll be honest, I don't know. I just know you said, hey, you want to come to work for me? And I went, yeah.
And my checks are clearing, right? So,
yeah. Well, yeah, they are. They are. That's a good thing.
But anyways, I think it's 7 days we give you for 6 days. And if it's maternity, you get an extra 3 days. All right.
Okay.
After that, or paternity with mom or dad. After that, I cannot pay you to sit at home. Can't.
Well, you shouldn't be expected to.
Unless you work for the federal government, you're not getting paid to sit around the house.
Well, some of those aren't getting paid to sit around the house anymore either.
Right now, right? But this comes down to dependability. You know, don't expect me to pay you for sitting around. I can't do it. I don't have a rich uncle that's just funneling money to me, and I can't do it. Here's another one: initiative, taking action in the absence of orders. We're just going down the line here, Juice.
Oh my God,
initiative. So what if I decided this week I'm just not going to work on advertising, ads, podcasts? How do you think that would impact our business
exponentially?
3 weeks from now? We'd be laying people off, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
That's initiative. Nobody's making me do it. Now, I like the reward. I get income and those kind of things.
Right.
But here's another initiative thing, and you've seen this. If you're an investigator and you go out to, say we tell you to go out and do surveillance on a house to see who's coming and going, right? Document the license plates, all those things. Should we have to tell you the implied task of wake up, brush your teeth, make sure you have cameras, make sure the cameras have memory cards in them, make sure your cell phone is, you paid your cell phone bill so you can use that, and make sure you have gas in your car. Should we have to tell you that?
No, that's common sense.
Is that initiative based?
Yes.
Okay. We've had that happen many times, all those things. Once, all of them at one time. This was a 40-year-old male, not a 19-year-old kid. As you go up in age and experience, I don't have as much leeway with you. Now, if you're a 20-year-old and you screw one of these up, okay, dude, you screwed up. Let's try again tomorrow.
Yeah, but don't make the same mistake repeatedly.
My dad used to tell me, hey, let's find some new stuff to screw up.
Yeah.
You need my dad a little bit. He used to get mad when you made the same mistakes over and over. Just find some new things.
Yeah, my dad had no tolerance for that.
Yeah. Decisiveness. This is a big one. Ability to make decisions promptly and to announce them in clear, forceful manner. So sometimes I struggle. I don't have a problem making decisions promptly. Sometimes I do not announce them in a clear, forceful manner. Sometimes I'm either don't announce it. I said, man, that's a great idea, but I don't share it with anybody. So I'm like, how can I expect them to get on board? Right. Either I forget or just don't put it out there properly. And sometimes it's not clear. I think it's clear on my end, but it's not clear when it's portrayed to the employees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've even got to where my wife is, hey, does this look right? What is it? What am I telling you here? And she'll tell me, or I'll run it past you too.
Right.
Does this look right? Any thoughts on decisiveness?
No, not really. It just makes me, I don't know if it's a generational thing or something. I really don't.
Decisiveness?
Yeah.
I would say no. I've had all generations work for me, and it sucks. I think it's a cultural problem right now. So everybody's afraid to make somebody mad. You know?
Yeah, cancel culture and everything.
Yeah, the media started all that crap.
Yeah.
Tact.
I have none.
But they have a different definition here, all right? The ability to deal with others in a manner that will maintain good relations to avoid offense. More simply stated, tact is the ability to say and do the right thing at the right time, okay? I think there's a difference between tact and being direct. I'm very direct.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
All right, tact. would deal more like we're just going to go make fun of somebody for no reason. That's a lack of tact.
Well, that would never happen in the Marine Corps.
We made fun of each other. We make fun of each other today. We're veterans.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm saying to avoid offense. So I think that goes up the chain of command. So, say you're briefing a colonel. You're just not going to go in there and put your feet up on the desk and call him by his first name. That's poor tact.
No, it's poor tact, poor professionalism.
And a good colonel is going to tell you to get your little butt up and get out. So,
right,
and go deal with the sergeant major. Right.
But through law enforcement, you have to have some tact.
Right, especially dealing with the public.
Right.
Yep. All right, we're going to come back to the rest of these. We're going to take a break right now. We're going to come back in a minute. Hey, Macky here. I hope you enjoyed our podcast. I want to talk a little more about what we do in terms of digital forensics. So digital forensics is an interesting aspect of our job, and we're all certified to gather evidence in the digital realm. This means that computers, smartphones, tablets, you name it, we can go in and recover deleted data. Just because they say it's deleted doesn't mean it's deleted. We have the tools and expertise to recover this data. That includes text messages, emails, cloud forensics, you name it. We are certified to take care of this for you. So if you have questions about digital forensics and how it'll help your case, give us a call, 866-910-7499, or reach out to us through MackyOutlaw.com. Thank you. And we are back with the second part of this thing, Juice.
Yes.
Talking about leadership qualities, leadership traits from the Marine Corps.
Exactly.
The Marine Corps always had a way of laying things out simplistically. Is that a better word to put it? They always had a way so if you're a young kid all the way to a 30-year-old colonel or general, you knew what they were talking about. We had a common language, right?
Exactly.
And it was also laid out in a way where if you're dog tired and hadn't slept in a few days, you could recall it. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So there's some methods to the madness, wasn't there? I need to raise my mic up, Juice. Hold on one second here. Let's talk about the microphones a minute. Do you like these?
Yes.
They're
better than those other ones you had.
Those other ones were a pain and they cost me about $300 with the little mixer board and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's how it goes.
You got your money's worth there.
That's how it goes. You know what? That's what I get for looking at Reddit to learn how to do microphones.
Oh, why don't you buy them from Temu?
So these eMeet stream cameras come with microphones, and we tried them with them pinned on like a lapel, but there's too much echo. Now, when you get them up here like a mic in your face, they sound good. Yeah. So, all right, back at it. So we're back here with JJ Did Tie Buckle, and we just finished tact. Now we're into integrity. What do you know about integrity?
Absolutely nothing.
Some people think integrity is about telling the truth. It's a little more than that.
Yeah, it's more than that.
It's
way
more than that. Verbiage, I guess you would say, right?
Yeah, it's doing the right thing even when nobody's looking.
Integrity, uprightness of character, and soundness of moral principles. The quality of truthfulness and honesty. All right. Moral principles. Do we have moral principles in the United States today?
We do, yeah.
Me and you do.
Yeah.
What about as a whole? Talking about leadership from the executive branch. I think
we're getting back to it.
Yeah, we're getting back to moral principles.
Especially after the little meeting that took place, I think.
The little meeting. What do you think about? So he's talking about Zelensky and Trump, and our vice president kind of undressed him on national TV live.
Oh, he's a Marine.
What did Zelensky say to get him going on that? I forgot.
He was wanting more money.
Okay.
And they said,
why?
No, we've already helped you enough. But this was over mineral rights in the country.
Yeah. We were saying, I get it now. He wanted more money for the war, and they're saying, we're going to stop the war.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to act like a tough guy.
Yeah.
And JD and Trump said, the only reason you're a tough guy is because of the United States.
Yeah. As he's sitting there rolling his eyes.
Yeah. I don't like that Zelensky tries to look like a Blackwater guy.
I don't like him, period.
If you're going to be a statesman, dress like a statesman.
Yeah.
Put on your jacket and tie.
Don't run around trying to be tactical.
Like he was a horrible comedian actor guy. He never was a military man, nothing like that. So, but I think he has a lack of integrity because he wants more money instead of stopping the war.
Right.
He could care less about those young men and women on both sides that are getting slaughtered right now.
Well, how much do we? Well, not we, but the last administration. How much money they send him? $350 billion.
Over $300 billion.
And they can't account for all of it.
Right. Now, Zelensky has 2 mansions in Florida. Do you know that?
Yeah. And I'll bet you if you look in his bank account somewhere, you're going to find out where that money went.
I mean, I believe the president should be paid, but he shouldn't be paid more than the salary that the
I think this being in cahoots with them, Biden being in cahoots with them, went all the way back to when Biden was the vice president. Remember when he said about special counsel looking into his kid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then, lo and behold, he's fired.
Yeah. And then Trump says, hey, let's investigate that guy.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, my God, let's impeach him.
Yeah.
So that's integrity, right?
Yep.
There's a lack of it from the
huge
in
lack
our
of
Congress, Senate. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. There's plenty of Republicans I don't like because I don't think they have integrity.
Yes.
Me, from a political standpoint, I don't think our Republicans are conservative enough.
I agree.
So I guess I'm more of a hardline Republican than a moderate. So
see, I'm not even. I don't identify with a party.
You just vote for the person you think is going to.
Yeah,
do the
best.
Sit
and weigh it out. You're not going to pick somebody that's going to do 100% what you want anyway.
Right.
So you just kind of pick the lesser of two evils, regardless of their party.
Yeah, I look for integrity at the micro level. I get beat up by some of our clients for having integrity when I tell them nothing's happening and I won't make up a report for them.
Correct.
And they get all butthurt about it. Is that a professional phrase?
It is for us.
Butthurt. And they're like, well, you didn't investigate hard enough. I'm like, should I stare more intensely? I mean,
we don't have X-ray vision.
We can't break the law and they want us to, but anyway. Enthusiasm, Juice. This is where Juice would probably be lacking sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
When I call you and you go, what?
I answer my phone like that all the time.
I'll call Juice. I'll be all happy about some news, and I'll call him. He'll go, what? I'm like, man, it's like you popped a...
I'm always happy.
You put a pin in my balloon.
I'm always happy.
It's a display of a sincere interest and exuberance for the performance of duty. All right? Enthusiasm can be difficult when you're tired, when things aren't going right.
Yeah, it can be.
In the Christian standpoint, we call it joy. It's better. It's more than just being happy, right? It's enthusiasm for what you're doing, who you're working for, and the mission you have. All right. Do we have a clear mission here at our company?
Yeah.
Remember I did the state of the company address?
Oh, yes.
We laid it all out, had on fancy clothes and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we have a clear mission. I've had people work for me, and they've gone through 2 of those where I display the mission. I've emailed it out. I've talked about it in person, and they're like, what's our mission? I'm like, you're fired. That's our mission today. If you're not smart enough to realize what we've been talking about. But yeah, I have enthusiasm for this company to succeed. Yeah, there's a financial reward. But finance, people say, you're just here for money. No, money's a measuring stick.
No, I can honestly say you're not in this for the money.
Money is it's a measure of how well we're doing as a company, but it's not why I'm here. I'm here to help people. So I got some special skills, and I hire people with special skills, and we go out and apply those special skills to help people get information.
Right.
We're in the information business.
You've done this your whole life.
I have.
It's not like you just jumped on a bandwagon somewhere and said, this is what I'm going to do. You have been a public servant for everybody in the U.S. your whole life.
An information gatherer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have too, Juice.
Yeah.
Except when you did machine shop stuff.
Yeah.
Which I like machine shop stuff.
Yeah. Hey, look, it taught me how to work on guns and make stuff.
You need to train me. Like we have a lot of time for that. You know what I mean?
Oh, tons.
Bearing. Creating a favorable impression in carriage, appearance, and personal conduct at all times. All right. Marines are big on bearing, not so much personal conduct, but more on how you look. I always had an issue with that. I'm like, yeah, they look great on their uniform, but they're not marining very well on the inside. Mm-mm. You ever seen that before?
Yes.
Especially
I'm guilty.
Especially at the high level NCO ranks, first sergeant, sergeant major, master sergeant, master guns. They would look great in uniform because they had the big chest salad and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, the fruit salad.
But they were some screwed up people. All right.
Yes.
It says here, personal conduct. All right.
Well, I was a good field Marine.
Mm-hmm.
I was terrible in garrison. My old first sergeant would tell you that. He'd say, man, you're great out in the field, but as soon as we get back here, you lose your mind.
Right. I was a recon Marine, and we were excellent in the field. You had to be, or you weren't allowed to play.
Right.
We were not so good in garrison.
Yeah.
We always wear PT gear and had long hair. We were allowed to have long hair, and it would freak out sergeant majors from other units.
Oh, yeah.
Get over here. What's up with that hair? And we had that little sticker on our ID card.
Yeah.
And they'd still get mad about it. You guys are pieces of crap, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, aye, Sergeant Major. I don't know,
Yeah, 2 bags full, about face, and carry on your day.
They'd really freak out when they'd see a captain from our unit with long hair.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be an officer. And he goes, I am an officer. And you're going to turn around and be quiet. So,
yeah,
they would shut them down.
Things change.
Yep. Unselfishness. Avoidance of man, I keep having mini strokes today.
It's all right.
Avoidance of providing for one's own comfort and personal advancement at the expense of others. Big time. All right. I think in our society, people they want to be comfortable all the time. The Army has a saying, which I always liked, get comfortable being uncomfortable. You ever heard that?
Yes. Yes. And I like that saying.
Yeah. So me personally, I got kids to provide for, a wife that I got to provide for. My comfort's not important.
No.
And my wife signed on to this thing to marry me, saying, hey, almost like a unwritten contract, you're going to provide for me and whatever children we have, and we're not going to starve to death.
And that's where we're old school, because I'm the same way.
Right.
I'll do whatever it takes to keep my family fed.
And I'll be uncomfortable a lot.
Yep.
I don't sleep a lot because of it. I don't I always eat. You can tell I'm eating. But if we were down to that where we didn't have any money,
they would eat.
They would eat before me. They're like the troops, right? They get fed first. If we get down to the point where we're killing deer and rabbits to eat, they're getting the meat first, and then if there's leftovers, I'll get it.
You can get bone broth soup if you're lucky.
We'll pick some legumes and make soup out of it, or whatever.
We'll think of something. My kid's gonna eat.
Yeah,
she's gonna have a roof over her head.
Right, all those things, and I'm gonna and if I got to be uncomfortable and work hard and do uncomfortable things, let's talk about this company. I've invested my own cash in it to get it going. I borrowed money to keep it alive so I could pay other people.
Right.
Do you think they cared?
No.
They have,
because they're only in it for them.
Their weekly paycheck, right?
Right.
But I didn't get, so from December until about 2 weeks ago, which would be middle of February, I didn't get paid at all. So, and other people was like, well, that's just part of being in a business. It is. I'm not complaining. But the people that did work for me and get paid, they knew that we weren't making much money at the time. Typical for this business to go into after Christmas up until the middle of February for there not to be any income. All right. It's just a typical cycle. But people that work for me, they got paid. And that's just the kind of guy I am. I want to take care of my people before me.
Right.
So, all right. Courage. Courage is a mental quality that recognizes the fear of danger or criticism, but enables a Marine to proceed in the face of danger with calmness and firmness. Okay. Courage is, I think, it's self-explanatory. What do you think?
Yeah.
Going into it in the uncomfortable situations, even though you may get injured or criticized for it.
Yeah. You're putting your fear aside to get the job done.
All right. We got 3 more, Juice. Knowledge. Yes. Understanding the science of a science or an art, the range of one's information, including professional knowledge and understanding of your Marine. So, Anthony Majusiak, Juice, who's sitting here with me, from day one, he said, I want this training. I want this knowledge. I want this training. I want this knowledge. He hammers me weekly, and I try to provide it without bankrupting the company because he's asking for some big things sometimes. But you learn some new skills, and we're getting into some new skills here. We're going to get licensed in another place. I'm going to get you signed up for the medical, legal, death investigation course, all these things that you want to learn, right?
Right.
Or you already know, you're just improving on what you already know.
Right.
Right. There goes the plumber, Juice. We had a problem at the house this morning.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anytime a plumber's showing up, it's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to always be learning. ABL, always be learning.
Yeah.
I'm an ABC guy too, always be closing.
True.
But always learn, seek out knowledge in your profession and learn.
I agree.
Till the day you die.
Stagnant.
Till the day you die, right?
Yep.
Loyalty, the quality of faithfulness to country, corps, unit, seniors, subordinates, and peers. Okay. In the Marine Corps, we had some issues with loyalty at times.
Yes.
Especially the higher up in rank you went.
Yes.
They're all in it for themselves and their fitness report. In the Army, we would call that an OER or an NCOER, by the way, the Army folks listening.
Yeah. I had one first sergeant. He was jam up. He wasn't in it for a fitness report. He was a good leader.
Mm-hmm. I was digging through some old papers today and saw some old fitness reports.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I hated getting fit reps.
Yeah. Well, it was twice a year, right? You had to get one no matter what. And then you had special occasions where if you screwed something up or did something well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Army. Yeah. So they call it NCOERs and OERs. But the problem in the Army I had was I would always stay ahead of my soldiers, the people that worked for me, NCOER, their non-commissioned evaluation report, or the OER if I had a lieutenant under me or something, or a captain. I stayed ahead of them. I said, hey, look, dude, we got this coming up. Here's accounting. Here's what I want to see you. I'd get ahead of it.
Right.
I want to see you succeed in life.
That's called leadership.
And then, but on my end, I'd have to fight people to get it because you can't get promoted without them in there, and they would screw me. And it would go through me and my immediate supervisor and go to that senior rater and sit there for months.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? I see you sitting here.
Yeah, doing nothing.
I see you. You just walked in from the golf course.
Yeah, knock it out.
It takes 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long at all. But anyway. Endurance. Juice. I think we got mental endurance, but we're lacking on the second part because we're getting old.
Yeah.
The mental and physical stamina measured by the ability to withstand pain, fatigue, stress, and hardship. I guess we're okay because I have pain every day.
Dude, I've been married twice. You can't put me in any more pain.
And I got back pain and knee pain and all that. But yeah, being able to work through fatigue, stress, and hardship.
Yep.
That's back to the comfort thing. People in the United States do not want to go through that. They want to be comfortable.
Exactly.
All right. Any other ideas from leadership principles, Juice?
No, I think those 14 little words pretty much sum it all up.
Good to live by, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a little bit different one today, and we're going to call it quits for now, but we'll be back with another one soon. Bye, y'all. Say bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.